Crystal Craven, a singer, a songwriter, and a worship leader who's passionate about sharing what God inspires. And this is your weekly devotional. Luke 8:36-39 says, "And those who had seen it told them how the demon-possessed man had been healed. Then all the people of the surrounding country of the Gerasenes asked him to depart from them, for they were seized with great fear. So he got into the boat and returned. The man from whom the demons had gone begged that he might be with him. But Jesus sent him away, saying, 'Return to your home and declare how much God has done for you.' And he went away, proclaiming throughout the whole city how much Jesus had done for him." Could you imagine seeing such a great miracle? I mean, a man that had been possessed with around 6,000 demons being healed, only to turn around and ask the one who healed him to go away? That's exactly what we read that the people of the country of Gerasenes did, and it was all because of fear. This word for fear in the Greek, when it says they were seized with great fear, it means to be alarmed or afraid and in terror. Now, the sad thing is that instead of pressing in to better understand Jesus and who he was and recognizing that he had just exercised great authority and changed this man's life, they instead let their fear rule their decision making, and they sent God away from them. Have you ever been so gripped by fear that you end up making decisions based on that fear? I mean, it's as if you see everything through this lens of fear, right? And then it ends up affecting every aspect of your life. Now, our emotions change with circumstances, but God never changes. And our hearts are very deceptive, but God is holy. And we've not been given a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. So how do we defeat fear and then prevent being guided by our emotions? When you think of fear, what do you think of the opposite of it being? Maybe you think of courage or bravery, but the opposite of fear is not courage or bravery. The opposite of fear is love. And just as light casts out darkness, 1 John 4:18 tells us that perfect love casts out fear. So if you abide in God, who is love, you can walk confident in the one who has said, "Do not be afraid," because he goes with you everywhere you go. So don't let your fear overwhelm you and end up pushing Jesus away. Let his love fill you and cast out your fear. Now, when Jesus told that man to return to his home and proclaim what God had done for him, the man didn't argue, right? He didn't offer up another idea or suggestion on what he might do. He just did it. He was obedient. And Jesus had given him a mission of sharing his testimony. Jesus healed this one man, and that one man was able to reach people throughout the whole city. And you know what? It's that very thing that Jesus told him to do, which is sharing his testimony, that he overcame his initial desire and just fulfilled what the will of God was. Because originally he wanted to go with Jesus, before Jesus gave him this work to do. He could have gotten stuck in being told no and gone away upset or just, being kind of discouraged. But he overcame by the word of his testimony. So when your emotions are stirring and fear grips you, or maybe things just aren't going the way that you want, you have choices to make. You can let your emotions and desires get the best of you, or you can turn to Jesus and do whatever he tells you. But having these two options doesn't mean that the choice is always going to just be easy to make in that moment, because if you resolve to turn to Jesus, then to listen and obey him, like no matter what, then when any kind of situation like that arises, you have that plan of action that you've resolved to that can better help you to override your emotional response. So I hope this has been encouraging, and I pray that you go forth today casting out fear with God's perfect love, having been washed by the blood of Christ, and that you are overcoming by the word of your testimony. For blogs, written devotionals, and originally written songs, visit crystalcravenmusic.com, and that's Crystal with a K.